Hi besties, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Stacy. If you're new to the channel, hi, consider subscribing. If you're not new, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, as seen from the title, is a mental health chit chat. I put a sticker on my Instagram and I asked you guys to ask me a couple of questions that you want me to answer, anything related to mental health, and that's what we're going to be doing today. Thank you so much to everyone who responded to the sticker, and for those of you that didn't respond, it's gonna be next time you should respond. So I wrote down the questions in this notebook. Yeah, the questions are quite a lot, so I don't think I'll be able to answer everything in today's video, but I will definitely do a part 2 of this video, so make sure you stay tuned for that video. Without wasting any more time, let's get started with the questions. First question: what made you start advocating for mental health? Because I have struggled with my mental health, and I know that there are a lot of people out there who do struggle with their mental health, but then they don't really know the ways to go about it. They don't really know what to do. So talking about mental health and raising awareness about mental health is just a way of me helping other people realize that they are not alone, and just because you struggle mentally doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. The other reason why I started advocating for mental health is because to realize mental health is something that is normal. Everyone struggles with their mental health from time to time. I feel like we need to start having more conversations about mental health so that people are more aware of what is involved and what it means to have a mental health illness. Next question: what are some of the things you have struggled with mentally? One of the things I've struggled with mentally is self-esteem. I really struggled with that in high school. I had low self-esteem. There were certain things about myself that I didn't like, and so that affected me in terms of my mental health. Yeah, that really did affect me. Next question: how long does it take for one to heal if they have a mental condition? So mental illnesses are different, right? And because they are different, they all take different times of healing. It really depends, honestly. I can't really say you can be okay in like a month's time or a week's time. It really takes time. And you also need to understand that healing is not linear. So if you start your healing process, let's say you go for therapy or you take medication, it doesn't necessarily mean like in a month's time you'll be okay, or in 2 months you'll be okay. It takes time. Yeah, healing is not something that is linear. There are times where you will feel very low again. So I would definitely just advise you to trust the process, take your time, and be gentle on yourself. Next question: how do your family members feel about you advocating for mental health? I honestly don't know how they feel. I don't know, Shin. But they have been supportive. When I made my first video about mental health, my mom was a bit skeptical about it, because this is like me talking about mental health on a place like YouTube, and YouTube is global, right? So she was just worried if it's something that I want to do, like put my life out there. But I did tell her it's something that I want to do, so she's really supported me. Like the times when I don't create videos for like 2 weeks, my mom is always like, why haven't you made a video? We're going to unsubscribe to your channel. And I'm like, relax, mommy, relax. But they've been very supportive, and I'm super grateful for that. Next question: what is your opinion about male mental health? You see this question, the person who asked this question, should send me your account details. I really love this question, and yeah, I have so many opinions, but I think I'll just try to summarize. Male mental health is very important, and I think it's something that we need to start normalizing as a society. Guys need to start normalizing talking about their feelings, and I know it's not easy because of how guys have been brought up. You know, guys have been brought up in a society where if you talk about your feelings, or if you talk about things that hurt you, then you're considered as weak, or you're not guy enough, or you're not man enough. You know, most of them just tend to like thug it out, and don't really talk about their feelings. But that actually makes it worse, because if you don't talk about what is bothering you, like, it gets worse as time goes on. You know, this is where sometimes you start seeing maybe this person has a lot of anger, or they have a lot of unsolved issues because they don't talk about the way that they feel. And I do understand that it's not easy for guys to talk about their feelings, because I mean that's how they've grown up. But I think we need to start normalizing male mental health conversations, and we need to start normalizing guys talking about their mental health and talking about things that bother them. This is why I also recommend that podcast I told you guys in the previous video. If you didn't watch my previous video, please make sure to check it out. Mental health is really important, because even when you look at the statistics, if you look at suicide rates, the rate of suicide in males is higher than females, because guys just tend to keep things to themselves and not really talk about. I think as girls, we need to start creating safe spaces for guys. And it's not like they'll talk about it there and then, but at least if you create an environment where they feel open to talk about what bothers them, you know, by being less judgmental. Because I think sometimes we as girlies, including myself, can be a bit judgmental when it comes to guys, and also taking them seriously. Because I remember this one time my cousin was telling me about how he was going through ABC, and then I took it as a joke, right? Like I took it as a literal joke and I laughed about it, but it was really serious. And looking back at it, I feel very bad. But we really need to start creating safe spaces for guys. Pray for them as well. Yeah, as like let's not give up on them, because these are our future partners. If we don't treat them right, we will suffer. This idea we're going, we'll suffer. Anyway, next question. How do I recharge myself when I feel overwhelmed? I just like to isolate myself for a while, you know, just give myself time. And I just think isolating myself is better. Not necessarily shutting myself, but just giving myself time, you know, do some self-care, watch my favorite series, eat, sleep, you know, get back the energy that I need. Give myself time to get myself together and remind myself that I am that girl, you know. Before I used to do like social media detoxes for like a whole week. Like I would go a whole week without social media, you know, just spend time with my family, do more things that I love, you know, try to cook, try some new recipes. But now, you just miss one day. One day, you just find your friends had class decide and they finish like 3 chapters. So I don't do that as much now. Next question. What is one of the misconceptions that people have about people like you? I really didn't understand this question, but I think the person meant in terms of someone who talks about mental health, like a mental health advocate. I don't really know. One of the misconceptions that people have about mental health advocates is that they do not struggle with their mental health. I remember someone once asked me on my Instagram if I cry. And that question is very funny because, like, I'm a human being at the end of the day. I do cry. If someone talks about mental health, it doesn't mean that they do not struggle with their mental health. It doesn't mean like we are okay, we are fine. We also do struggle with our mental health. Okay, let me speak for myself. I do struggle with my mental health from time to time. Otherwise, guys, we do struggle. We do cry. We do have bad days. Next question. Would you advise someone to date if they are struggling mentally? Honestly, I wouldn't. I wouldn't advise someone to date if they are struggling mentally, because struggling mentally is not just about crying and having bad days and having anxiety. It's more than that. When you struggle mentally, it honestly messes you up a lot in your brain, especially the things that you think about, you know. Sometimes you think you're not that pretty, you're not that worthy of love, you're not that whatever. And if you do have those thoughts, sometimes you can end up dating someone who actually makes it worse, you know. So I would definitely just advise you to give yourself time. Just give yourself time, heal, become better, work on yourself. Like, the other gender will always be there, guys. The other gender will always be there. I'm not running away. Like they say, there's a lot of fish in the sea. There's a lot of fish in the sea. There's a lot of fish in the sea. Anyway, guys, that's it for part 1 of this video. If you did like it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment and share this video with as many people as you can. And stay tuned for part 2, which will be coming up in my next video. So, bye.